Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this video was supposed to be something different. And what I mean by that is this was not supposed to be a LMU is better than iRacing because, or iRacing is better than LMU because. It was supposed to be, what can Le Mans Ultimate learn from iRacing and what can iRacing learn from Le Mans Ultimate? They both do some things really, really well. I will say the way Le Mans Ultimate handles latency issues, or netcode issues rather, is better than what iRacing does. iRacing has a much better damage model. If you wreck a car in iRacing, the car is damaged. Le Mans Ultimate tells you the car is damaged, drives like a broken car, but watch the replay, the car looks fine. It might be missing a wheel, but the bodywork looks nearly impeccable. It's just little things like that. Like I wish iRacing had live tire data, whereas Le Mans Ultimate has live tire data. That would be great. Le Mans Ultimate's good for racing with strategy. So if we're doing like a WEC race or the 2.4 hour series on Le Mans Ultimate in the championship series, you got 2.5 hours, you have limited tire sets, you have to worry about virtual energy as well as your fuel level. So it had strategy to the mix. iRacing, IMSA Endurance Series, well, run it out till you're out of fuel, then fill it up for the next stop. Don't change tires, or change tires every stop, doesn't matter because there's unlimited tires. iRacing, I think, had a really good opportunity with the new DTM series to add a bit of strategy into the races. But the first race that I've done at Red Bull Ring, it was basically the same as any other GT series. Run the car, save a little fuel if you want, but you don't have to. Top off the tank enough to get to the end of the race and you're done. Double stint the tires because there's no sense in taking the pain of getting the tires warm in a 55-minute race. I think in that series they should have limited tire sets, added, because the real DTM series there was a required tire change, so they should have enforced a real tire change. So that's one thing. The other thing is iRacing, I really feel they use virtual energy in IMSA as well as WEC. Why are we not using VE in IMSA on a GT3 car? They do it in real life. It's just stuff like that. But like I said, this video is going to be something different. This video is going to be, while you're probably not going to see any more videos or any more live streams of Le Mans Ultimate on my channel, I've had enough. And we'll get into what I've had enough of. So if you're into sim racing, join my Discord community at Sim Racers United. Link would be down in the description. And hope to see you there. Even if you are a Le Mans Ultimate fanboy, I'll still welcome you. It's all right. Until they fix their title, like I said, we'll get into why in the video. All right, when I shot this practice session on iRacing, this week was unique in the fact that both iRacing IMSA series and Le Mans Ultimate 2.4 hour series were both at Spa. I was driving a GT3 car in both races. Now, Le Mans Ultimate, this is where we can get into where iRacing can learn from Le Mans Ultimate, or Le Mans Ultimate can learn from iRacing. So we'll touch on that a bit. The championship series on Le Mans Ultimate, you're locked into one car for the series, for the season. iRacing, you can run whatever you want, whenever you want. Again, I think this is a missed opportunity with the DTM series. The DTM series, you should be locked into one car for the season, and That way people are not chasing the car every week for, oh, this car is better at this track over this car. So naturally you're gonna have some cars that are better at some tracks than others. That's the reason why different cars are better at different tracks. But it takes that out of the equation by locking everybody into one series. But anyhow, both series was at Spa. So since I'm locked into the 2.4 hour series on Le Mans Ultimate with the Mercedes AMG, that's when I'm driving in this. Let's get into what iRacing needs. I feel iRacing needs live tire data in the car. The only time you get tire data updated in the car is when you pull into the pits. It would be nice to know what your tire temperatures are while you're out on track. Also, at the same time, what iRacing lacks, flat spots. Right, you spin a car in iRacing, continue on, you don't have any vibrations. You don't know you have a flat spot. Maybe in open wheel cars, maybe in LMPs, in the prototypes, but GT car, you spin a car, yeah, your tires are still round. Le Mans Ultimate, you spin a GT car, yeah, you're gonna meet the dentist. Your teeth are gonna start chattering with the vibrations. Now, as we see, I spun, hit the wall, front bumper came off the car. If this was Le Mans Ultimate,
we have damage.
The damage would look impeccable. There would be, front bumper would still be intact, fender would be intact, hood would be intact, all that stuff. So Le Mans Ultimate can learn better damage modeling. Some people say that it's because of licensing. Well, there's many other titles. You can crash a car, you will see damage. The car is damaged. End of story. So this is at Spa in the Mercedes AMG GT3. I will say I've been racing on Le Mans Ultimate so much that I've lost my feel for iRacing at this. But let's go and take a look at a lap during a race on Le Mans Ultimate. So hold on, we'll be back. So on this screenshot, if you notice, there's a blue box around U0/10. That's how many tires you have for this event. You have 10 tires for this event. 4 of those tires are going to be used for qualifying. 4 of those tires are going to be used during the race. The other 2 are 2 new medium tires. You spin the car out in Le Mans Ultimate, you are going to have flat spots. You push the car too hard into a corner, you are going to overheat those tires. Tire wear is a very real thing in real life racing. It's a very real thing in Le Mans Ultimate. iRacing, not as much as people realize, not as much as people think. So with that, again, iRacing needs to step up the tire wear so that way you're actually having to change tires during races. I also think we need a race longer than 45 or 55 minutes. 100 minutes would be awesome. But that's another discussion for later. This screenshot was from pre-race practice. Now, if you notice on the bottom right, next to the heads-up display, there's a box with 4 blue things. Those are your tires. They are ice cold. There's no tire warmers used in this series. So when you go out on track, your tires are ice cold. As you progress through your lap, those tires will go from blue to green with various shades in between. As the tires heat up, they turn greener. Once they get to a point where they're overheating, they start turning a different shade. But yeah, that's part of what I'm talking about. I will say in iRacing, on the instrument cluster, if you have the race page 2 on some cars or the main race page, you do have live tire data. The Mercedes in iRacing is probably one of the older spec GT3s, and it does not have a color dashboard like the McLaren does. The McLaren's great for, you can see your tire data at a glance because the numbers, well, same thing with the Mustang, the numbers change colors as the tires are getting warmer, which is real beneficial. In the Mercedes, you kind of have to really look at it. Le Mans Ultimate, you only have one dash page. You don't have multiple dash pages like you do in iRacing. So another difference between the two titles. Now, this particular screenshot is before the race starts, getting the race set up in the car. If you notice on the bottom left corner, right, used is now 4/10. And if you look at the tires, you got 97% on the right sides. Those are the tires I used for qualifying. I put the qualifying tires back on the car to start the race off with. I was trying a different strategy than what normally do with using the qualifying tires to start the race with, to see if maybe it was beneficial. And I think in the end, it did help to have my new tires for later in the race, as I feel it gave me a little bit more pace at that time. But yeah, so there's different strategies involved, which I think is where another area that iRacing can learn from Le Mans Ultimate. So let's get on with the next part. At this point, the race had just started. If you notice, the tires are
damn it, nobody wrecked.
shade. And as you'll notice through the progression of this lap, this was literally right after green flag. I decided in this race I was going to play the smarter end game and let them fight it out up ahead, not get into any battles and try to avoid all the wrecks. But as you can see here, the tires are already starting to turn green because it's a pretty hot track at the time of start of the race.
Strategy.
So they're going to get up to temperature quicker than they were during practice or during qualifying. The other thing where I think iRacing can learn is qualifying. Mans Ultimate, you have, depending on the length of the race, will depend on how long the qualifying session is. But you basically can't do more than 3 laps. iRacing, it's out lap, then 2 laps, and that's it. So if we look at the real IMSA series, they're out for about 15 minutes, more than 2 laps that they do during qualifying. So yeah, so there's that. So I'm about to start scrolling through the MFD, and because I want to check my tire data. So as you can see on the bottom left corner, we actually have live tire data. This is what I'm talking about that I wish iRacing had. I can see my brake temperatures, I can see my tire temperatures, I can see my tire wear. So now I know if I should be changing tires, double sticking the tires, change 2 tires. You know, what do I need to do as far as my pit strategy goes on my next pit. Also, if you see on the bottom left, we have the fuel, actual fuel, and virtual energy. You cannot run out of virtual energy or you will get a penalty for it. If you run out of fuel, the penalty is your car's not moving. So there's that. Again, this is areas where I think iRacing can improve. Also, if you look in the center of the tire data on the left side, it'll tell you there's 6 new tires available. So on my next pit stop, I am going to put 4 new tires on when I fill the car.
Okay, Rob.
Tell you what my pit strategy is before we do it. But when your fuel and VE get low enough that you have to pit stop, you'll get the green wrench on the top. Your MFD will change to your pit stop window. As you can see, it's set for new medium tires, 100% VE, basically fill the tank. And yeah, that's going to be the next pit stop.
There's a group of faster cars bearing down on you. The car ahead's pitting now.
Don't want to risk a drive through here.
Now, if you watch on the right side of the screen, that latency message, that's what LMU does with when there's a potential netcode issue. So when that latency warning comes up, if you and the other car contact each other, it'll make it as if you've never touched each other. That is where iRacing can, again, learn from LMU. So that's, you know, the final thing I wanted to touch on with this. And all right, let's jump back over to iRacing. All right, so now we're in iRacing, and iRacing could really use a few more things in their UI, like an actual track map. I can get, so basically a track map, the standings, the relative box, the lap time, the delta box, those are all from Race Labs. Alright, the all-time best lap, the meter that tells me force feedback, latency, all that stuff, that's iRacing UI. The throttle inputs, well, basically the input telemetry is iRacing UI.
Still there.
And the black box is iRacing UI.
Still there. Clear right.
iRacing needs a track map with interactive colors. If you look at the Race Lab track map I have, if you see the pink dot over the pink cars, that's the class leader, and I just got
You're in the middle, 3 wide, clear right.
taken out by
There's damage.
a Mercedes that's gonna continue on the race, and basically he ruined my race when he lost it and hit me. Or actually I had no place to go, so I hit him.
There's an incident in
But
Coombe.
we're in the McLaren, as you can see on the dashboard,
Yellow flag.
the tire data is changing. Whereas I said with the Mercedes, it's just black and white, it doesn't change. But the McLaren, you do have actual tire data, which is great in this car, but if you change off of this screen, you lose it. Again, we have different green options, and at this point I'm just trying to nurse the car back to the pits to fix it. Now, on Le Mans Ultimate, when you crash, if you can get the car back to the pits,
And their rating is 1.1.
it's usually
There's an incident in. Go
a
on.
fairly
Looks like it's
quick
Cow.
On your
repair,
left.
like maybe a minute and a half or so.
Left side. Clear left.
iRacing, on the other hand, you wreck your car, such as my car is now. I believe this was a 5-minute repair.
Befania. It looks like.
So right there, I lost 2 laps because of this. That's another thing iRacing can learn from LMU. Damn it, there's so many positives with LMU right now.
Clear left.
But one of the things is that iRacing does well is their official series, in the fact that we know what races are coming next, we know what the whole season looks like. At the same time, another thing iRacing does better than LMU is team events. So far there's been
On your right.
2 team events that we've tried doing, and both of them ended in DNFs because
Car left.
of a bug.
Hold your line.
My
Clear left.
teammate couldn't take the car.
Left
I
side.
couldn't take the car from one of my teammates.
Clear left. On your left.
In both
Clear left.
instances, we had to do not repair bug. So
Still there.
that's an issue.
Miles per hour.
Clear left. On your left.
On LMU, if you crash the car and you cannot drive the car back to the pits, your only option is a DNF. iRacing, at least you can tow the car back to the pits. You will lose usually about 2 minutes in tow time.
Right front. 99%.
But again, you can continue on your race and, be happy about it. So let me stop this for a minute so I could skip the pit time. All right, so I had forgotten I had done this while I was waiting for the car to be fixed. So let's take a look and see what happens here. Let's see how this race started. So there I am, my black and orange McLaren. We're gonna, I don't know what I'm doing here. No. What am I doing? I'm an idiot. Yeah, all right, so here's the car that hits us. The reason I didn't use the Mercedes is because how unstable it was at Eau Rouge. Now, how does he hit the wall after being hit by me and continue on this race?
Kevin, what the fuck are you doing, mate? Please go back to iRacing Arcade.
Blue flag.
Hey, Sebastian, it's nice to know you got a decent finish after you killed me in Eau Rouge on lap 1.
B25. Okay, it's over. Bad luck, Rob.
Alright, this iRacing can learn from. We are back on Le Mans Ultimate. This is the LMP3 Championship. I am driving the Ginetta LMP3. This car is amazing for an LMP3. But what you're about to see is on the right side of the screen. that track limits warning,
Gone out of track limits. Keep it
and it tells me I am, that is going to count against me. Now, had I have backed off the throttle and waited for it to turn green, it would not count against my safety rating. So because I got the 0.25, it's going to count against my safety rating as an invalid lap. I think that's a better system than what iRacing has, where everything counts against your safety rating. It is especially nice when it does that, because you went off track to avoid a crash, it will not hold it against you. Just saying. Whereas iRacing, if you go off track to avoid a crash, it goes against your safety rating. Just another one of those things. And this upcoming clip is going to be the reason why you will probably not see any more Le Mans Ultimate content on my channel. And this is now the third championship race this has happened with. I can't count how many daily races I've been in that this has happened with. But get ready, because here it comes.
What the fuck? Not again. This is utter bullshit. You gotta be shitting me.
The next car is Schroeder. You're locking your front brakes.
You gotta be kidding me. Why did iRacing open? Well, LMU crashed again. Fucking crashed again. Doing great in a race and crashed again. How many laps did we lose this time? Totally unacceptable. Top 10 spot, and it crashed.
Rebello has retired from the race.
So, no force feedback.
The pit exit's clear. Yellow flag, sector 2.
Hold flat spotted tires.
Sector 2 is green. Okay, Rob. The next car is Thomas.
So in closing, I will say this, no matter how great the detail is, because LMU, the detail is great. The visuals are great. The physics are good. The track scans are great. The car modeling is great. No matter how great stuff is, if you can't get through a race, your service is worthless. I've never had these type of issues on iRacing. I've never lost positions because iRacing crashed. The times I had issues with iRacing was actually my hardware. LMU says my hardware is more than sufficient. More than sufficient. Their developers' words. This should not be happening. When I had my i7 9700K and trying to run every single app I've ever been running with iRacing, yes, it caused clock smash issues. Yes, it caused disconnectivity. Also, my having at the time trying to use internet provided by my cell phone company caused an issue. I am on a very fast network, a very fast fiber optic network. I do not have disconnect issues with the internet. I do not have slow internet speeds. My internet speed at its slowest is 600 kilobytes a second, upload and download. All right, it's not an issue on my end. This is an issue with Le Mans Ultimate. They need to fix this. This is a reoccurring problem from R Factor 2. The fact that here in 2026, R Factor 2 came out in 2012. The fact that this is still happening in 2026 with their new title, kind of shameful. So, because of this, you'll probably not see any more LMU content on my channel. If you enjoy it and you don't have these issues, great. More power to you. But I'm done. I've had enough. I've canceled my race control auto renewal. I will not be giving them, I will not buy another DLC for this game. I will not renew my race control subscription until there's significant improvements as far as reliability goes. Because if you can't get through a race, what's the point? How do you advance your driver rating if you're continually losing driver rating because of disconnections? This is a Le Mans Ultimate issue. This is a Studio 397 issue. This is a Motorsport Games issue. On X, they had recently just posted, oh, we're making all this money. Fix your effing game already. This screenshot was just posted on their X account the day before this video was made. Well, basically 15 hours before this video was made. You're making all this money? Fix your fucking game. End of story. Fix your fucking game. Now, like I said, the visuals, the audio, it's amazing. It's really good. A really good title. In that fashion. But the reliability, the crashes, it's just, I'm done with it. I really am done with it. I'm sorry this turned into more of a rant rather than what this video was intended to be. And this video, actually, one was just about finished until I had that incident last night. This video truly was what iRacing could learn from Le Mans Ultimate, what Le Mans Ultimate can learn from iRacing. Ultimately, end of the story, none of that effing matters at this point. What Le Mans Ultimate needs to learn how to do is make their service reliable. Full stop, end of story. There's nothing to discuss here. They need to make their fucking service reliable. I may sound very angry about this because I'm tired of losing iRating. I mean, not iRating. Tired of losing driver rating. Every time I start gaining it, I lose it because of a crash. And it's not a crash of me crashing the car and DNFing. It's a crash of the service crashing and losing positions. It's getting old. Again, this is a problem they've had with R Factor 2. They still have this problem now. They're making more than enough money to spend the resources to fix it. But again, I'm going off on another rant, and that's not the purpose of this video. Or it wasn't the intended purpose of this video, so I don't care what you're into. As long as you're into sim racing, join us at Sim Races United. Link will be down in the description as always. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Am I wrong? I mean, how much of this are you supposed to put up with? There's a whole bunch of other little bugs here and there in the service, but you know, you can put up with a lot of it if the experience is good. My experience has been crap. Trying to be nice about it. But do me a favor, like I said, drop comment down below. Let me know your thoughts, and I will see you on the next video. Have a great day.